So nothing too serious. I just want us to be real. I I like realness. I don't like the whole setup of okay, we are trying to do something. No, no.
Yeah.
Like
Say casual conversation,
yes,
like we usually discuss.
yes, yes.
Okay.
That's what it's just that
Yeah.
I'm recording it, so that's the only difference. So
Okay.
yes, before we start, I just want to say thanks. Because I am one of the reinvent yourself. I think it was the last two meetings. You missed that meeting. The meeting I talked about, I mentioned I was going to share my story. I don't know if you saw that. So I think you were not on that.
Yeah.
So I started with sharing my story. In fact, that was what the whole meeting was about, sharing my story. And I got to a point, I had to mention you because I know that you played a major role. I can't forget
Wow.
that New Eve meeting that I told you to speak about finances. And to be very honest, why I asked you to speak about finances is because I was even at a time in my life that I thought that this finance thing, I'm not sure I understand it well.
Yeah.
Let me just be sure that, because it's one area I have honestly not given attention. I just work, get money, sort out things and all. So I thought that with the way I'm going, I need to even know what it is. Like financial literacy was major for me then. So that was even why I reached out. I said, okay, come and talk to us about finances. So I was looking up to that
Yeah.
meeting. But we got to that meeting, and what I was hearing was not my expectation, to be honest. I was
Wow.
supposed to hear how you're going to manage your finances, why you're supposed to keep money there. Yes, that was what I was expecting to hear. So, but I came, and I think you started sharing your story too, something like that. Then I was saying,
Hmm.
okay, let's be going. That meeting went on and on and on. And if I remember anything from that meeting, were three things. One,
Wow.
one, you said God told you to reinvent yourself. I said, okay. I hadn't thought about that before. So that was one. The second thing was when you said pay for courses. To be honest, when I see people advertising courses on, let's say, masterclass, the way I ignore them, like they want
Wow.
my money. Yes. So if it's not like a known platform, I don't buy courses. I buy courses from
Hmm.
Udacity, Udemy, Coursera. Like it has to be that kind of platform. Any other
Going
person
by.
saying anything, maybe it's a course we now go on YouTube or do on Zoom. Like I felt like no, no, no. If I don't looking for money, yes. So I can't say I've ever paid for any course that is done by somebody in the name of actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, he had to.
Can I add something based on what you said?
All
You
right.
see, with courses, yeah, people have knowledge. And if you want to be able to walk in like those shoes that they are walking in, the easiest way to access it is through courses. If not, you would spend so much time trying to figure out what they know. In the process, you will make so many mistakes before you now realize that, oh, this method is not the way.
Yes, and people in your space, people
Hmm.
interacting with your people. How do I put it? Yeah, so it's easier that way than to go and pay for one course that the people teaching yourself don't even live where you live. So they are not in
Yeah.
your reality. So those were the kind of courses I was rather doing.
Wow.
So that was it. That was the second thing I got. So the third thing I got, it wasn't what you said, but it was what I understood. You know, and if you remember my comments after the meeting, that was the line I was going. I said, at this point, I think that this is actually for people who want to build wealth, not that they just want money to survive. Money to survive, you can get it however, you can sell, you should have money. But if you really want to build wealth, then it has to be based on this principle. So thank you, thank you, thank you. And that it was actually from that meeting that the whole reinvent yourself was born. Oh,
Wow.
yes, it was from that meeting because I went back home and started thinking, I started praying, and the way God just started revealing things, that was from that meeting, basically. It was from that meeting. So
Wow.
yes, and more because
And
like this is another phase already because the way it's now opening up. Yes, I think I'm done with the first phase. This is actually
yeah,
yes, this is another reinvention. I know that it's happening. Yes.
when God gave me that message, it's time to reinvent yourself. I was sleeping. I just heard it's time to reinvent yourself. Take advantage of those empty relationships you have around you. The human mind, we can be very like we think in a box. We don't always think outside the box. That's why the way God thinks and the way we think, it's not the same thing. So I did not understand what God was telling me then. It was like it took like 4 or 5 months. And I saw myself in a car in my dream where I was in a dark road, pitch black, but you were driving. And I'm like, wow, how are you driving in this pitch black road? You told me I should not worry, that you have passed through this road so many times, so you know how to navigate the road very well. I should just sit back and relax. And that was when I knew that the person that is going to guide me through this next season of my life is you. That's why you see me submitting whatever I'm doing to you for accountability, because I now know that you are like the shepherd that God has given to me to guide me through this season of my life. The relationship, God help me. I'm supposed to take advantage of the relationship I have with you to reinvent myself. So it was like God was passing a message through me to guide me to my mentor for the season. Because I greatly believe in mentorship so much. You know, even how I started winning souls. My mentor in Enugu would come to my house. She would come and pick me up every Saturday morning and drive me to like a busy area. And then I would start to watch her talk to people. From there, I started learning, okay, to win souls, you have to do this, do this. I would watch her talk to people, watch how she would interact with them, how she would lead them to Christ. That was how I learned. So I greatly believe in mentorship so much. So your mentorship in this season of my life is greatly affecting me. Like, do you know this morning when you told me yesterday, Maudlyn, oh no, you can't, this page is not giving what it's supposed to give, it's not passing the right message. I had to sit down and think about it. This morning, from your guidance, I got clear direction on how to link everything together. And that's why I'm so happy you are having this meeting today. I can't wait to see what's going to happen at the end.
Thank you so much. I'm greatly blessed by you as well. I'm greatly blessed by you. So before you got that word from God to reinvent yourself, can you tell me a bit of what was your life like? What was going on at that point? Was it a word you felt you needed? That's a follow-up question.
Okay, so at that point in my life, I just gotten married. You know about how I had implants on after the wedding so that we don't have a baby anytime soon. And surprise, surprise, I got pregnant with the implants. So before, in fact, the first time I like sat down with you, I was struggling because I just gotten married and I was struggling with my relationship with God. I did not have as much time to spend with God like I used to have before. I was almost crying, if not crying, when I sat down with you that day. And I told you about how, you know, I didn't understand that the difference between being a single person and being a married person, like the difference is so huge. Nothing prepared me for like the huge difference that I saw. And you actually helped me to navigate that season because I was surprised. Even going from being a single to being a wife and then being a mother, the difference is like, I really did not understand. So I think that is why God told me to reinvent myself. I needed to accept my new situation. I needed to find, like, you know, a new way around it. And who is the best person to guide you than someone who has gone through it and, you know, scaled, someone who has gone through it and, you know, came out strong. And you can see the person is a living example of what you're trying to achieve. Yeah, that's it for me.
Wow. Okay. So let's.
No, that's you, by the way.
Thank you. So maybe we should go in some level of details. So based on your interactions with me, what exactly can you say has been the biggest impact on you? Like what specific areas?
Okay. I think whenever I talk to you, what I lead the conversation with is always clarity, discovery, because you really pay attention to deep details, and you like someone can easily see that with all the work you do. So whenever I talk to you, first of all, before now, I was just living. Like I knew that God wants me to do something. I knew that God has a big plan and purpose for me, but I was really just going with the flow. Do you understand? I never really spent time to discover myself. I never really spent time to sit down and ask, who is Maudlyn? In fact, you are the person that made me begin to ask myself questions like, who am I? You know that 3DM sheet you gave us to fill? I started to wonder, okay, so what are my passions, my potentials? Like, what am I good at? I started looking at myself, and I never really looked at myself like that. I got to discover my strengths, my weaknesses. It became clear what God wants me to do. Like, I've always known that, even like people know me and they think about, oh, business, since I've been in business for over 8 years now. It became clearer to me that, like, and my life is beyond business. I'm not just called to this world to come and do business. And no, there's more to me. There's something about me that is special. And it just really opened my eyes. It really opened my eyes. Like, now I feel like every day I'm discovering myself even more through the platform. I feel like every day it's just getting clearer. You know, when you think it's clear, something just happens again because your mind is already there. Something just happens again, and it's like, whoa. So the picture keeps getting bigger and bigger. It keeps getting clearer and clearer. Now I know that I've been called to help business owners. I know it. Like, before, I just wondered, why am I so passionate about people and their business that I'm ready to sacrifice my own time and whatever I'm doing in my life to, I would even travel in some cases to go and help somebody with their business. I don't mind whether I'm getting paid or I'm not getting paid, though. I'm just that passionate about it. I don't know why I was that passionate about it, but I now see that with your help, I'm called to business owners because I love to help them. It's clear now. And how can I help them? You know, yesterday you told me something. Modeling, you told me modeling, it's time to replicate yourself. You see that person that you are, the business owner that loves to win souls, that believes that business is not just for money, that believes that business is a tool to win souls and to touch the lives of people. Business is for impact. You told me I should replicate that same model in other people. And it became clear because I knew that I'm called to guide business leaders, not just business owners, so to guide people to become business leaders in such a way that they are time, like they're not just focusing on earthly gains, they are thinking heavenly investments, they are thinking kingdom investments. So, oh, it's clear now, thanks to you. It's clear now, man.
So simply put, just replicate yourself. Replicate yourself. Replicate yourself. And you see that when you get to that point where your passion, your skill, your potentials align, you will just You see, if you don't get there, there's a level of fulfillment you would never attain. You just keep feeling there's more to me. What's that more?
It's something missing.
And to be able to align all of those things, then you have something tangible. You can say, okay, this is what I need for the next phase. And you know, when you get on this journey, in the course of doing this, you will develop more skills.
That's true.
You develop more skill sets. You would also get to a point where you need to now realign those new skill sets with your passion, with your goals, and with every other experience that you've had. So it's just an interesting journey when you know how to be on the continuous move. Let me say, when you know how to keep yourself. You know, because yes, God did not call us to just chill and go with the flow. No. We are too unique. We are too unique for that. So exciting that, yes, you're beginning to, or you have seen the alignment with your skills, your passion, and your experience. I know you like to say, I like to teach the word, but do I just come out and be teaching the word? So now you know who you're supposed to be teaching the word and what exactly, you should be telling them. Yes.
Yeah.
Do you feel ready for this next level?
Do I feel what?
Ready.
I feel ready. Like, I feel ready to put in the work. Sometimes you might know what to do, but because you have not gotten clarity on the why you're supposed to do what you're supposed to do, you would not really move. And I think I've been stuck in that position for since December, January, February, March. Yeah, I've been stuck in that position of I actually know what to do now, but I don't know the why I'm supposed to do what I'm supposed to do. So I was not doing what I'm supposed to do. So now I'm ready. You see our last meeting when you said we should mention one word that connects to our name and all. And I told you move. I'm ready to move. In fact, I'm not waiting. I'm going to move and I'm going to push other people to move as well. That's the plan now.
Wow, wow, beautiful, beautiful. What do you need? Have you thought
What do
about,
I need?
yes, do you think there's anything that you need to ensure that,
Yes.
what do you need?
Yes. There's something that I need. Okay, to be honest with you, when God told me I should start sharing my message and my story in a way that it will outlive me, someone close to me had just died, and she was a soul winner. She was an evangelist, and I learned so much from her. So I wish that the messages that she would even talk to me about were in a form that I could, go back and rewatch them. So that was when I had that dream that, okay, Maudlyn, it's time for you to start putting your messages in a way that it will outlive you. I did not understand the depth of it then. So, and even when God told me to do it, to be honest, my weakness is this: I stammer and I stutter. I also find it very hard to put the words in my head together. I don't know how to express myself. And I think it's because of my childhood, growing up, and my personality. My initial personality is I'm a very shy person. Before God started putting me out there, like my palms will get sweaty. If you call me, I can't talk to people. I can't talk to people. So it's like, God, why are you trying to get me to, act in the area of my weakness? So I'm still struggling. So before I even have to talk to people, I have to pray and say, God, please speak through me. Use me as a vessel, because if you leave me on my own, I will embarrass you, please. Use me as a vessel. See, so let me give an example. So you see, King Solomon, when he was appointed as king, God asked him, "What do you want?" And he asked God to help him to serve the people he has given him. So I'm always just telling God, God, please help me to serve the people you have given me. Help me to please you. First of all, God, help me to please you. That person that you have designed me to be, help me to be that person. Help me to live in a way that you are going to be proud of me. Help me to fulfill the assignment you have given to me here on earth. Give me all that I need, because I'm lacking. I'm lacking in every way. I don't know anything, God. So supply me with the information you want me to give people. Supply me with the information you want me to even just help me all around. I'm always asking God to help me, because I know I cannot do it on my own. I can't do it on my own.
Wow, somebody hearing you talk will be like, really, are you saying the truth?
I'm saying the truth.
You saying the truth, for somebody who has built a thriving business. How many locations do you have now for your hair? For the
Oh, 3 locations now.
3 locations in 3 different cities.
Yes.
When you're in a city and you have maybe an office here, an office there, an outlet here, but you have them in 3 different cities and they're doing well. It's even amazing that you're not in any of those. You're actually in a
Yeah,
location.
I'm not.
Yeah, and then it's moving. So it just speaks to the fact that you know what you're doing and you have something valuable to offer. That's true. You have something valuable to offer. You have the right systems, you have the right structure, you have the right mindsets, and trust me, you have the right personality. So you thinking that you're shy? No. In fact, your personality is best because it allows you to be God confident. There's a difference between being self-confident and being God confident.
Yeah.
Yes, it allows you to be God confident. Okay, so in this next phase, I know that yesterday when we spoke, I spoke to you about, yes, you need to replicate yourself. And of course, you have things to do already. You can even not
Yeah.
say that you're a busy person. Plus that you have your baby one side. That's another reality. You have your husband.
Yeah.
You have your business ongoing, and that business still needs to scale, right? So
Indeed.
you can tell yourself that, okay, I already have things. But then this is another assignment that you feel that you're ready to move on. And you're moving on this assignment doesn't mean that the other things that you already have ongoing should suffer. So one major thing I see here is your ability to manage your time. How are you thinking about it? Are there systems or things you're already looking at setting in place to ensure that time management, energy management, resource management is handled?
Okay. I'm going to be very honest with you. I actually struggle with time management. I greatly struggle with handling plenty things at once. I like to focus on one thing. So that's how I know it's not me. Do you understand? I know that it's not me. And I really thank the word of God, because the word of God has been, from the day God told me, let me just share a short story. So I was praying on my birthday. I didn't want to enter my birthday, normal. I wanted to hear a word from God. And I was telling God, God, speak to me. I want to hear your word. I want to hear your word. And God told me, have I not already spoken to you? I've spoken to you in my word. And that gave me clarity that, oh, God has already spoken to me. Oh. So I just need to open my Bible. Like someone sends you a message, I need to open, your phone to reply them. I need to open my Bible and get the message God is sending to me, so that it can guide my life. That's the mindset I have about Bible study. So in the Word of God, I actually learned how to structure a business, how to put systems in place so that the business can move without you. And I think one of the best examples we can look at is God creating earth, the way he put systems, the way he put structures in place for everything to just move smoothly. That's why whenever we are trying to even plant anything, we don't have to go back to God and say, oh God, please give me seed. He has prepared everything already. So that's how a business should be. I believe people have the mindset of, oh, I don't want to get people in my business. I just want to run my business on my own. But God had to kill that mindset in me to open up the business for people. Of course, people are going to come in, people are going to go. The way even like God's angels, 1/3 of the angels left him. So who am I that some employees will not leave me when angels left God? Do you understand? So a lot of mindset had to break, and I had to open things up for people. And what God taught me again is, you see the way the human body has different parts. The eyes does not do what the mouth is doing. The nose does not do what the mouth. They are all connected, but they have their different functions. That is the same way someone should structure a business. Don't put too much power in one person. The same way, don't put too much functions in one body part. Spread it out in a way that they work together. And that's the system I operate with. I use God's system.
Wow, wow, wow. Amazing. Amazing. So the next thing I'll be expecting from you is to see your business owners coaching side. Where you now sit and coach. I've told you before that, how about you start something coaching around coaching? Oh, what do I do? Where do I start? So yes,
Yes.
this is it. So start to directly coach business owners, but this time you're not teaching them just how to manage their accounts or their books. You're pouring out yourself. You're pouring out yourself. You're replicating them. You're replicating yourself into them. And to do this, to do this in a way that it doesn't overwhelm you, to do this in a way that it doesn't stress you out, you will need to actually set some automated systems around it, so that number one, you get to attract the right people. Because if you come out and say, okay, I'm doing a mentorship, you're going to attract a lot of people. You can attract unserious people, and unserious people can weary you. They can burn you out. They can make you feel like this thing you're doing is not working, or it's not needed after all. You see how passionate you are sharing your story. You can finish with all the passion and fire, and the feedback you get from them can just die your passion. Yeah,
Indeed,
so it's
indeed, indeed.
important that, especially when you're starting out on something new like this, it's important that you start out with willing hearts, because they will help you to validate the truth and the
Hmm.
experiences that you're sharing, and give you the drive to push further, to do more.
Yeah.
They'll serve as testimonials and inspiration for other people to come. Because if you start with people who are not ready, they can even help make you doubt yourself. That's the truth. They can make you doubt the things that you're
You
sharing.
know the value of what I'm sharing.
Yes, yes, yes. One major lesson I learned early this year was, don't pass your pearls to dogs. If not, they will trample on it, and then they will even bite you. So don't cast your pearls to dogs. Don't cast your pearls to dogs. So you want to identify people that are willing. You need to know how to identify them. You need to know how to identify them so that start working with people that are willing. Okay, we have just 10 minutes to go. So let me allow you to ask me any question that you want to ask.
Okay, please, I have a question here. I want to understand, how are you navigating motherhood and this path that God has called you to walk in? How?
Okay, first, it's
Let me bring out my pen, please.
oh, okay. So really, how am I navigating this thing? I cannot lie to you. I am one person that depends on God, like for everything. I'm one person that I might not look like a prayer warrior, always trying to pray, but trust me, God is at the center of every decision that I make, even the choice of food. God is at the center of it. Like, I'm so used to having that conversation, even down to the food that I cook. God is at the center of everything that I do. So that is number one. And one wisdom that He has guided me on is to prioritize. This life of balance is not a whole balanced life. No, balance is a decision to make every day. Like today, at this time, I have the option of doing A, B, C, and D at this time. So what's most important that I do now is what you need to do now. By the next 1 hour from now, I will have another choice to make. There will be different options presented to me. It's either I do this or I do that, I do that or I do that. So you want to ask yourself, what is most important that I do now? So it's not just about that the activity is important. The timing is also important. So you want to do what is important now. There are things that can wait till forever. There are things that can be delegated. There are things that are not as important now. Not like they're not important, but the timing. So especially as a woman and as a mother and as a wife and as somebody who is called by God to do certain things, your priorities really have to be right. Your priority one, God, then your family, your husband, and your children. Very important. So at every point in time, I just tell myself what is important now. So I can be caught in between, okay, there are dirty plates in the sink I want to wash. My children, maybe I haven't taught them anything today. I haven't had time to speak with them today. That one is there. Then I want to create content to post online. That one is there. Depending on that time and how my day has gone, I will need to make a choice of what's important now.
So what would you choose in that situation?
So in that situation, I have plates in the sink to wash. I have my children there. I have content to post. And of course, consistency in whatever you're doing in the face of the world is important. But then I will check if the case is that I have not had a meaningful conversation with my children today, then I think that should take the lead. I should go and have a conversation with them, because you see, children don't wait for you. They grow per second. As I'm speaking, their age as when they left this house in the morning is not the same when they come back. And the amount with children, I noticed the amount of price you pay at the beginning. It's great. It's a great factor to how much rest you get later.
Sense.
So you can cook. She made rice the other day. The other day she made spaghetti. Then she made soup. It did not happen with me crossing my leg. Do you understand? It was work. My children can clean. They can all clean. So they clean in this house twice a week. To be very honest, that cleaning time altered my schedule, because at that time, this is when I like to be by myself, probably studying or planning my day. But I asked myself, if I sit down, study, pray as good as it is, and plan my day, And I don't equip my children with this domestic skill, which is not just domestic in its sense. This is me teaching them responsibility. If I don't
Indeed.
equip them with it now and they grow and leave my nest, not even leave my nest, they grow and become teenagers when I'm supposed to be enjoying the fruits of their being responsible. So I will still be
Yeah.
cleaning the house. No, I had better look for a way to reschedule my time for study and prayer and rather work with them to ensure that I teach them how to clean. So you must be able to make these decisions and know why you're making the decisions. My being around my children, playing games with them, teaching them to clean, teaching them to cook is not a waste of my time. It's an investment I am making in their lives and even in my own life as well. Do you understand? So you need to understand priorities and understand why. I can be downstairs playing chess with them. I'm not wasting my time. I understand that in that playing chess, I'm actually teaching them strategy and decision making. So sometimes what overwhelms us as moms is that when we do certain things, we think that it's draining us. No. If you know why you need to stay there with that child and watch
Yeah.
movies with her, you will know that this is another destiny that you have picked. The people outside in the world you want to speak to cannot be more important than the one born in your house. So I prioritize my children, I prioritize my family, I prioritize my husband above every other thing that I've been doing. I started out this year, I was going to be consistently posting and since this April, I did that consistently February, March, but to be honest, since this April, and I'm not feeling guilty about it. Not feeling guilty because I have other priorities. I need to also improve myself. So reading for me is a priority. If I'm busy teaching out to the world, in fact, I wouldn't even be that valuable when I speak if I don't read.
Yeah.
For me, reading is more important than me saying anything. So I have to, like this morning, I have read already. I've read a book, read a chapter this morning.
Wow.
Yes, I'm on my second book this month.
Can you tell me more about like what drives you to read? Just
If you don't read, like your life depends on it. My life depends on it. Because what makes me valuable every day is that I'm constantly tasking my mind. I'm constantly learning new things. Constantly. I can't even be as valuable to my children if I'm not learning. I'm learning to build my character. I'm learning to build how to handle stuff. The book I read, I just finished, is From Yale to Calm. So,
what?
From Yale, like yearly to calmness. Do you get?
How do you go from that? Okay.
Do you get? So if you don't know how to manage your emotions, that one is story for another day. So reading for me is like I feel bad if I have not read it. I begin to
Wow.
feel like I'm losing something. Yes, a whole week. No, because I have a
Wow.
commitment to
Wow.
go every week. I have like no next week should meet me the same. I have a commitment to go every week, and I also understand that I'm modeling this thing to my children as well.
So they also read.
So they also get to read. So you want to prioritize. Put your home first. To be honest, put your home first. You're building like that. Whatever you think you want to, you cannot be coaching business owners outside, and you have the number one disciple under your roof,
Right there.
in your house, right? Yeah. So for me, I prioritize my home. I know that there are things that need to happen, and God is just a God of miracles. Like He's just, I believe in that miracle part where random things can slip over for in your favor without you putting in all the work.
Yeah.
Favor, as far as it's not like you're not lazy, you're not wasting your time. I hate time wasting activities and other things. I don't like to waste my time. So for me, anything I want to do, I try to be clear on why am I here? Why am I doing this? Is this important for me to do now? It might even be playing, but if that playing means me creating an opportunity to connect and bond with my family, then I know it's an important play. But I don't just want to do anything.